There it goes. All right, we are live now. Hey, happy Fuente Friday.
Hey, are we here?
Are we here?
Yeah, we're live.
Happy Fuente Friday. Lots of love. Remember October, real men wear pink. So I'm here with my beautiful daughter Liana.
Hey
We just
guys, how are you? Happy Fourth Friday.
we just left the office and we stopped in to get some sushi. And there's my wonderful. I don't know. I got to be nice, but you can be politically correct. He's the person that stole my little girl from me. My
Aw.
son-in-law Manny, which everybody knows, and it, it's his pre-birthday. His birthday's tomorrow, so wish him happy
Oh,
birthday.
happy birthday, Minnie.
Thank you. Salud.
So we're
You
here
got
at the
the whole
sushi
Fuente
bar.
family.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. We're here in the
They're
sushi
not ready
bar,
for us. Ybor
and
City's not ready for us.
in Ybor City, of course, you can see all the bricks, everything behind me, and everything is what Ybor City is all about. Bricks and everything, and great sushi, and just a great place to be back home. And I just wanted to say hello and hope you have a great show and send our love and remind everyone this is the month of pink. I'm not soliciting or I'm not promoting to buy pink cigars, but remember that think pink at least and contribute and everything to this great cause. God bless you all. Love you. I just wish Melanie I could spend more and more time with you because every time we have such great fun and your shows are awesome and everything. I send you my love. You are the best.
Aw, you guys are awesome. I love having you guys here. So, well, so you're in Tampa. You're visiting the family. Awesome. So,
It
what
was
have
a
you guys been
surprise
doing?
visit, Melanie. He actually, I hear a voice going down the aisle, the hallway, and I'm like, is that Dad? So I'm like, what are you doing here? He was like, I came to
That's
see you.
so
I'm like, my
cool.
heart fell. So
That's
super
so
sweet.
cool.
I think she knows my
Oh,
footsteps already. Just the sound of it.
I know my dad's footsteps very well. That's so funny. I used to listen. I would wait after school, and he would kill me for that too, because I'd be standing there like, okay, here he comes. That's so much fun. So, what else has been going on? What else are you doing? You've been to your
Well, we
son. What happened?
well we
You
just
went and
arrived
saw
in
your.
Washington D.C. From Washington. I landed in Tampa, and we're doing everything possible to try to save the cigar industry. It's very difficult. We need people to everyone, consumers, friends, and just anyone who believes in the opportunity to enjoy a cigar, to share the companionship with someone else, to be able the freedom, to be able to have the choice. So please become aware, know what's going on. I mean, cigar prices are going to go like double maybe, even though they say that they claim it's not that much, but by the time it goes from one step to another to a retailer, it's really, really scary. It really is going to destroy so much of the industry. And this has nothing to do with our continued challenge and fight with the FDA. I mean, that continues. This is something new. This is something that was just presented and went through the committee in Congress, and it's now in Congress to be able to give so much money for what they're trying to the trillions of dollars. They really want to hit the cigar industry hard, and it would destroy us. They they really are not aware, and we're trying to educate them that we're family businesses, small businesses, all the mom and pop retailers are the ones going to be affected and everything. So, a lot
For
of
those
companies.
guys that are not up, like they're not don't know what's actually going on, I think Hatfield put up an article I think this morning or yesterday. If you guys want to read up on it, it's really important. And if you guys are fans and lovers of the league, please get involved and do something. Read up on it and make a stand. Because like my dad said, only very few manufacturers are actually stepping in and doing something. And it takes a village. It's not one or two people. It takes a village to make something happen. So we count on you to be active as well. So thank you for and read up on it. I gotta do a little homework myself, but it's very important to be active. Okay.
The most important thing
Absolutely.
Friday, and while we're around, still breathing, we just want to share the love and and say thank you to everybody to share, all the happiness and everything that we receive through cigars and through the friendships that we have built over the many years and recently through all these programs and the internet. It means the world to me. And I'm just so grateful to everyone. Melody, and look, there's my friends. Of course, everybody, yes, they're chiming in. Pink,
That's so
pink,
funny. Yeah.
pink.
I always tell everybody to go with a short story, and they ask somebody just ask like, what's the best cigar to start out with, and I'm like the Hemingway short story, and he's like, my first cigar is the Hemingway short story. That's what got me hooked.
Beautiful. Sending love. Take care.
Bye, guys. It's Friday. Have
And
fun and enjoy, okay? Oh, it's Fuente Friday. Let's
Enjoy.
get that correct. Fuente Friday.
Bye, Melanie.
Bye,
There
guys.
is
Love you.
no
Take
other
care. Bye
Friday.
bye from the Fuente family to everyone. God bless.
Bye, guys.
Bye
Enjoy.
bye.
All right. So that was fabulous. I hope you all enjoyed seeing them. Dennis, let's go. Great. Let's see. Opus, I spelled that cigar. I know I do too. Hello, Johnny. What's up, Eddie? Eddie, you want to join this feed? You should get in here because you are definitely one to talk to. If you guys don't know, Eddie charges. Ooh. All right. Wasn't expecting that. All right. So, let's see if I can get Eddie on here. Let me see. Let's see what happens. Anyways, if you have not tried Terrazona cigars, those are amazing cigars. There's quite a few of them, which I do not have quite on me. But you know what? Minus that, Eddie's going to come in here and just talk about how we can be a bigger, better group and fight against the government that is trying to take away our right to smoke cigars. I mean, come on. This is like, it's there's so many factors that it actually benefits. It's silly that they would not let us continue smoking. If they, I mean, there are some bad. Hello, hello. All right, thumbs up. You're ready. I think he's always ready. Am I thinking?
Hmm. Always.
Always ready.
Well, that was great
But
seeing Carlito and Leanne. I mean, really,
yeah,
it was great seeing them. And the fact
I
that
could
that
just
oh, I was just gonna say really quick, and the fact that he's in Tampa. I mean, because we're all always traveling. So the fact that anybody finds any of us at home or it's crazy. Didn't I
I
say
know
the other
it's
day?
so sweet.
No, do you remember me saying in Atlanta the other day? I have, and this is God's honest truth. 20 years of doing this, I have ran into Carlito just as many times on the road and at the airport, even going down to the DR, than I have
Hmm.
home. And of course, grew up in Tampa, and and I now live outside of Tampa, from not Miami anymore. It's so interesting how often a lot of us spend more time on the road and away from home than when we're home, relaxing.
Oh yeah.
Also, because you're with family and all that, you're chilling. It's like, oh, okay, I'll skip the
Oh,
cigar lounge at
so we
night.
have we have a question, Eddie. So it
Hmm.
says Justin's asking, have you ever heard of Nova Cigars? I do know very well Nova Cigars, and Cigar Blondie is her Instagram. If you guys want to go check her out, and then of course I think
Yes,
Nova Cigar is the Instagram also for the company. But I love her. She is just one big fabulous
wonderful.
ball of
Mhm.
amazingness.
I formerly met her.
Hi,
Actually,
Olga.
I met both of y'all together
Hmm.
at the show, and
Hmm.
she had sent me a message and back and forth, but busy, busy, busy. And then our paths crossed in Las Vegas, and that was it. She's a wonderful, wonderful person.
Yeah.
So,
All right. So I don't know if everybody knows this, but Eddie is a manufacturer. He's a cigar manufacturer. He manufactures Terrazona cigars, and he's a
and I
ball
think this.
buster, along with a heavy hitter and a grinder and all those other amazing things that make cigar manufacturers, right? But you know
Passionate,
what?
passionate.
Pat,
That's it.
exactly that you got it all. But past that, I have some. Let's ask some manufacturing questions about you.
Mhm.
So and then we'll put up your website and everybody can find you there. But what would you say is like, uh, one of the more like, oh gosh, I think I just had my question and I like lost the train of thought. Um, What would be okay? So if you're a manufacturer, and you have your own cigars. How many times do you actually go out to try different cigars? Like, do you go out and purposely want to try everybody else's cigars, or do you mostly say, okay,
Never,
yeah,
never. You know what I feel? It's an interesting question, but most of us never. A lot of us, we've been at this a long time. Um, we smoke enough cigars, I think, and it's like being a chef. Like, how many times do you go to somebody's kitchen? Do you enjoy somebody else's kitchen? Yes, but it's never ever about comparing. My palate will always be my palate. Just at Carlito, and Arturo Fuente, they will always have their thing, and that's what's so cool, I think, about all these brands. I've been saying a lot lately, especially the last several years. You have to really work hard to find a bad cigar now. There's so many great cigars out there on the market. Don't care whose name brand it is. I don't care if it's ours, somebody else's. And what I feel bad, we traveling all over the country doing events, and then sometimes you have multi-venue events or manufacturing events and all that. And this guy gives me a cigar, and this dude gives me a cigar, and all of a sudden I got all these cigars that I want to try. but but you just can't enjoy all of them. Okay. And I'd say smoke. No, you want to enjoy, because you know two. Yes, I did. I got it. So sorry, excuse me. So what happens is you want to try all these, and Don, I'll take Don for example, up in Atlanta. He's always like, here, try this. Here you go. Enjoy this. Wow. I wish I can. And so they start piling up. And you just take the time that you can to try and enjoy a cigar. Never really to
hmm
compare or say, hey, because I'm a, I'm an aficionado myself. I love smoking cigars. True story. Talking about Atlanta. This happened several months ago. Actually, I think it was in October, not several months ago, but back October of last year. We went up to Atlanta for a small little vacation. I think it was about 4, 5 days with some friends. Um, we visited one of the cigar shops. I forget which one it is, but they have a little private blend that they do in house. No lie, what a beautiful! It was just a yeah, it was just a beautiful cigar, and the label was a string knotted around it,
Oh, I love that. Is it a red? Was it a red string? I think I
a
saw
white
that.
one, no, just white. And
Oh,
then
that's
I forget the name of the
cool. I
shop.
like that.
And the thing is, because we have so many shops there in Atlanta, but
Yeah.
wow, I was
I
like,
love that
dude, that
simplicity.
is
That
really
is
good.
confidence, in my opinion. That's confidence right there. I mean, it does
No, I took
separate
it.
you from the rest of the market because it is rare that you would see just a string around it. So you're kind of like,
Mhm.
what is this?
Well,
But at
but
the same
remember,
time, it's like I don't need to like express myself. Like I don't know.
but
I better
remember this.
stop.
But no. But you got to remember, this was a retail, a brick and mortar. Their little private little blend they do wherever they get it from,
Yeah.
and no band, nothing, just a simple little, string you use to tie up the turkey. No, twine. But
Yeah, that's
wow, it
so
was a good
funny.
cigar. So, like I said,
Wine.
doesn't matter where it's coming, in a lot of respects, there's a lot of great product out there. And people should try. People should venture out. I understand people will
Yeah,
always go back to what they're familiar with, but
of course. I mean, they'll go back to what they're familiar with,
mhm,
but still, I think the new stuff sells itself. People may go back to what they're
always.
familiar with, but people want to try all this new stuff. They
Mhm.
still want to be, it's funny, actually, that kind of is irony that you think about, like, I want to go back to my same old stuff, but I'm also bored with my same old stuff.
But
It's
yeah,
like,
because we're always in flux. It's always change. You're always wanting
yeah,
change. And I think
that's
that's one of
true.
the, that's probably one of the most frequent questions I get. Well, which is your favorite cigar? Now I do have my everyday cigar, but I'm also a mood smoker. And depending on the
Oh,
day, the other
yeah,
day I have coffee. I mean, the the other day at the event out in Orlando, um,
yeah.
believe it or not, well, it was also hot in the room, but I was just drinking water. Okay. So I'm not a big fan of the whistle pig I'm not a big fan of whistle pig. It was just water. And I was like, wow, this water tastes so good with the cigar. And that was it.
Oh, that's interesting. So does that help? Somebody told me the other day that they pair a cigar always with raw water. They're always
Uh-huh.
drinking water, so they get to taste the full cigar. They always get to taste so they're never having, which I think is a thing that you can enjoy the cigar as original and organic as it is by itself
Yep.
with nothing to pair. But at the same time, you're just missing out on something that it's not you to
Well,
have it all the time, but it's an experience,
there are
right?
a lot of folks that they want just. I know folks they only drink with coffee, and I get it. They like
Yeah,
the earthiness of
yeah.
the coffee, the earthiness of the tobacco, and that's their thing. I, I learned this a long time ago. I was in college, and there was a store when I went to college up in Virginia. There was this wine store. The owner was very, very snooty, and I've told this story several times, but it's a lesson about what people like. So I go in. I was actually looking for cheese because she also, charcuterie stuff that she carried.
Oh, I love
I'm not a
chocolate.
big, not never really been a big wine kind of person. So I go in looking for certain cheeses, and a couple walk in, and they go, would you happen to have any Virginia wines? Now, mind you, this is before Virginia wines really exploded. And she looked at that couple. She actually did. There was the shelf tucked away on the side with a few domestic wines. But her attitude when she said, why would you want that? Now, here we are in Virginia thinking we'll support, vintners in our state and wineries. No, she bashed the wine, bashed them. And it really bothered me because if that's what they like, that's what they like. Paul's saying, I see over here, let the product speak for itself. Well, you know what? But also, if that's what the customer wants, if that's what the customer likes, who are you to say otherwise? Okay, let them enjoy their thing. That's their ish. They've got their palate. You've got your likes. Some people like chopped liver. Some people don't. It's okay. But if they enjoy it, good. I'm happy. Well, needless to say, that lady did go out of business. Her
It
attitude
didn't
was
last very
horrible.
long.
Okay, no,
Well,
and she was
okay,
in a
so I
prime
was.
place, prime location, great location. She should have been killing it. But that attitude of, oh, that's what you want, and really, I think I don't want to overstep my bounds here as a manufacturer, especially with a lot of my shops. But I really do think at times that's the attitude taken with cigar shops. You got to cater, okay, to the want, but properly of the that customer coming in. I get that you love that cigar. I get you're a big fan of it. Okay. But owners, you're there to serve across the board. Okay. Why are you going to bring all that product and only sell this and let the rest that first of all, it's stupid business. Okay. That's a bad business person. You want
Yes.
you want to move all your product, but not only that, you want everybody to enjoy the right cigar for them at that time. Guy comes in later on at night, he just had a big old steak, a nice Bordeaux, and he's feeling he's feeling relaxed and heavy. So no, you're not going to give him the cigar you gave him this afternoon like that. I mean, depending on what the cigar
Yes.
was. But that's I think I see it. I do see it. And it would be nice to see more shops, and a lot of them do. The majority of them do, but there's some shops out there that no, no, nah, don't smoke that thing. Why would you say that in any context? You just spent all that money on that box, and you really want it to sit there? I mean, but that's just me. That's a pet peeve of mine, actually. I
Oh,
believe in
pet
placement.
peeve.
If place place the customer with the correct cigar at the time. Yeah. I know it requires a little bit of work for some folks out there. I'm
Well,
sorry.
it may require work, but I'm asking like, how do you know that it's the right on the first time? How do you teach somebody to know this?
Well, if you're behind the register at a cigar shop, If you don't know, learn. But it starts, for me, it starts very simple. If it were me, mild beamer, full bodied. I mean, it's not rocket science. Okay. I'd like to know, sometimes depending on the person, it'll lead you to ask, if they're like, I really don't know. So how accustomed are you to smoking cigars, or what's your last cigar? I've only smoked 3. Well, you know what? I'm probably definitely not going to be giving him a Silverback 828. I mean, I know that for a fact.
Oh
But if I
my
worked
God,
at,
speaking of giving cigars away, this is so funny. So, like, I gave my dad cigars. My dad's like, this is cool. You're into cigars. Like, my dad doesn't smoke cigars, but he'll try anything to relax. He's just liberal like that. So, I'm like, I gave him a box of cigars, and it's like, he has a box of cigars in the room. And then I'm like, he's like, yeah, it's like, I gave him another cigar that had like CBD in it. And I was like, try this if you
uh,
like it. And so he's smoking that cigar. He's like, I'm like, all right, well, you're gonna need something much more mild. Like, it's just the way it is. You're a new
mhm.
smoker. Well, him being a new cigar smoker, I gave him one of my cigars that I started smoking on, which was the Angel Share, right? He still had it in the box. He's like, well, there's the cigars that you gave me. They're still in that box. I was like, yes, there's an Angel Share. I got an ALR. I'm like, no, you're not
And
gonna
like,
want these.
Dad,
I'm
thanks for
like,
not smoking. Thanks, Dad.
yeah,
Thanks for taking your
thanks for
time.
not
It's all
smoking.
good. Excuse me, real quick. No,
I
but
was just so glad I
it's.
got another Angel Share. It was like Christmas. I was like, yes, this is great.
Let me see here. Oh, I'm going blind, folks. I'm going
And
so
it's so
blind.
funny now I'm like territorial about my Angel Shares and like even my blues and every Listeros and stuff. And I'm just like, yeah, I don't used to. I'd give away like terribly.
I'm doing an event. It was years ago with Eddie Ortega and all the cigars he brought. Oh,
Oh, do you know Sasha Van Horsen that
Delaware.
is going to be on the Professor Show this week?
Really? No.
Yeah.
We'll check. Well, really quick back
Wait,
to
wait,
Eddie
wait.
though.
Let me
Hold
tell
up.
you a little about
Go
him.
ahead.
Wait,
Go
he
ahead.
is a he is owning.
Oh no, I
He
saw that.
owns
I did see that. I saw that.
Cigaragua. Can you say
Cigaragua.
that? It's
Cigaragua
Cigaragua.
in
Oh,
Germany.
thank God.
Yes, I do
I
know. I'm sorry.
that
I take it back. I
yeah.
do know. I do know who he is and his company and all that.
All right, so
Um,
Nicaragua cigars are the best. What is the like? This is some profound
no, no,
information.
no.
I'm kind of a Dominican
Cigaragua.
fan.
Well, so that store is very interesting because every all the cigars in that store
Sorry,
are
Nicaraguan.
Nicaraguan. That's it. And
Now,
and
okay, now wait. I have a question for you. When it says that they're all Nicaraguan, does that mean that? Well, I mean they're not
not
all made.
puros, not puro, right? But
Yeah. Okay,
they're
that's some
manufactured
kind of
like
Nicaraguan. Oh,
yes, yeah.
manufactured. So they're
They're
rolled in
made in.
Nicaragua.
They're all yes. The way I
Okay,
understand it. Okay,
all
very
right.
impressive. The project I read when they were doing it, how I've heard them talk about it and why. I thought it was awesome, especially. So I've been on several phone calls with Europe and the UK, still Europe, but anyway, it's been very interesting what's happening with the New World and Habanos. So when we have these conversations, we always keep it in context of Habanos and New World cigars, Habanos SA and all that, and SA. The New World cigars are gaining in popularity, okay, in Europe. One, probably one of the biggest things is quality control, but also the quantity we have, okay, and versus what Cuba could produce. We really are gaining ground, and it's been awesome conversations lately about it. So that's how we get, you have to learn the players and who's who, what's what. But I'm really, really excited. This is like this is all not like cigars are new to them, but just all their palates are it's really getting opened up. I mean, it's really they're like, oh, all these different leaves where they're so accustomed to, Cuban cigars. Now it's like a candy shop of cigars for them. I mean,
Yeah, it
it's been
really
really, really
is.
fun to see what's going on out there. We've had this week. We had 2 conversations. One, I had I had a meeting with with one group in Ireland and one in the UK. And I'm like, wow, this is so
All
cool to be
right,
watching, especially now.
so I have a question for you. Do you believe that a great cigar is made from, obviously it's great, it's made from quality tobacco, but
Mm.
is it made from quality tobacco that could only be, grown from one country? I mean, like, is there really like Nicaragua? That's got to be an opinionated, but I mean, it's just still like it's. I mean,
I
I
I'll
think
tell
it
you
has
one
to
of
do
my
with the
favorite
farmer.
cigars.
I feel like it has to do with the manufacturer, mostly, or the
I, th-
farmer.
we got to go from the very beginning. Actually, you're right. From the farm, even before that, you get seed and all. Anyway, this is one of my favorite cigars ever, and it's not made anymore. It was, and if I'm not mistaken, I was a young kid when I first had it. Really, I was a kid. Um, Zeno Mouton Cadet from Honduras. It was a wildly popular cigar. It discontinued, I think, mid '90s or something like that, or late '90s. Anyway, I do know somewhere in the U.S. that they still have quite a few boxes of them, um, up in Northern Virginia, of course. But Honduras, now go figure. I've never worked with Honduran tobacco or anything like that, but one of my favorite cigars from Honduras, Zeno Davidoff, the Mouton Cadet. It was just called the Zeno Mouton Cadet. And it was made, I guess they did it in honor of the Rothschild family, the banking family. So it was Zeno Mouton Cadet and Rothschild was my favorite. Vitola. Yeah, they don't make it anymore. But Honduran.
I
So
love that.
it just comes down to your palate, your personal preferences. And it's like the wine we were talking about earlier. If you love Virginia wine, if you like, Thomas Jefferson Winery, and that's what you want, great. I mean, who am I to say otherwise? Okay, if one of my favorite rappers is Indonesian, I mean, or tobaccos, period. I love Indonesian Sumatra. I love the sweetness. Love it, love it, love it, love it, love it. Not, but then you have Ecuadorian Sumatra. You think I think it loses a little bit. No, it does. Okay, you lose a little bit of sweetness. You get a little bit more spicier. You're dealing with the soils too. Okay, albeit both volcanic. It's interesting, both volcanic, but start dealing with Ecuador, and you've got that nice, dark, rich soil. So it all depends. So I'm not a big believer that what's a better region of growing or not. I do believe it comes down to the horticulturists or the growers and all that. Okay, what they know about their land. That's probably very important.
Oh my God,
Knowing.
that may no, that's everything though. You're right. And that's to do with all of life. If you know, what is it that they say? If you know the ins and outs, then you're able to like break the rules. If you know the rules backwards and forwards, then you can break them with.
Well,
But you don't want
and
to
the
break
thing
the
is,
rules. But I'm just saying, like,
right?
it is
Because
good to
with
know
because with this,
everything.
you can't, and
Like,
that's the interesting thing. You can't break rules when you're with tobacco and growing. I mean, the plant and what we're trying to get with a cigar. For me, I believe we had this conversation not months ago, but speaking with Felix Mesa about this,
yeah, it's
okay,
yeah.
and Jose Blanco, you get those two, and they take it on such a nerdy level that you're like thinking, I'm going to fail this class. I am so going to flunk. If this is a course, it's like biology. Everybody gets to college. I remember when my first day in biology, the professor looks and he goes, puts his hand right down the middle of the class. This half, you guys are going to flunk this course. This half is going to get D. This half, and dude, by the time it was done, it was half a person that was going to get an A. So, and you should have seen everybody get up, leave. I started thinking, hold up, if that half is gone, they haven't even flunked yet. That means now this half of the class is going to flunk. You got to learn. That would be me in a class with Jose Blanco and Felix Mesa on tobacco. Because for as much as I know, boy, when it comes out of them, you're like, man, this is so freaking awesome. It's just genius. And that's why I love sitting down with Felix. Another person where I say I run into him more in Nicaragua than I do, here in home in Florida. But I'll tell, if anybody ever gets the opportunity to sit down with one of those two people, or just to speak or hear them talk about this, they could truly give a symposium. I mean, we watch these old movies, or out of college, especially the English movies. All the men are sitting down, everybody's all around, and then they're in the mezzanine, and just to listen. That's what it is for me to listen to them. Okay, and I
Yeah, I
really
know
love it when
it's incredible.
when they get on the topic of, really, I love when we start getting on the topic of hybrids. Oh my gosh, that just, for me, that's a rush. It's like it's like going back to biology when we were kids, about the botany, the plants, the A B, crossbreeding. Okay, that's really what you're doing. But there are consequences of that. There are consequences when you do that. And then when we start getting to the fermentation process, so isn't it interesting that something we did at the genesis,
Yeah.
it's going to come back to haunt us after that tobacco, okay, has been harvested,
Oh no.
because once the fermentation and all that, and nobody explains that better than Felix Mesa. Because you'll start talking about the
Um,
difficulties and what starts happening, fermentation. You got to go even more. You have to do it longer because of the temperature, and you're like, oh my gosh, oh bro. And so he could teach a class on it. Good. I'd
I wonder
pass the
what
class.
Gary
Don't get me
means.
wrong, but
Yeah.
I wouldn't be able to teach the class. But it's for people that really want to know, and I know some people might be bored about this, but it's, you end up. I think the more I love when our consumers learn more about tobacco and hows and the whys, because then, well, they're a little bit more educated about that cigar they have in their hand. And now when things start happening during that smoking process, it's not, well, you guys messed up, or no, understand, there is a rhyme and reason for every little
Oh, that's
thing that
yeah.
happens. And the more
That's
the
powerful too.
yeah, the more educated you are about this whole process, the more you understand why your cigar, or how come your leaf. You've heard me say, canceling out, tobacco is canceling out. We all heard that before. I mean, there are rules. Okay, there are rules, and you cannot ignore those rules. Okay, when blending and when making a cigar, but it's a lot of fun learning it, because you're like, dude, I'll never make that mistake again. But it's a joy, but it's also pretty cool, because my classroom, I'm only 46. I've been doing this for 20 years. You've got folks that they're in their 70s still doing this, and they've been doing this. I started hanging around and getting involved with cigars really about 15. I didn't start my own company till I was 26, so I'm only 20 years in this. Okay, only 20 years in this. Imagine folks that have been doing this since they were in their teens, some 12, 15, and now they're 60, 65, 75. Yeah, some even close to 80 and still going. Can you imagine the knowledge they have? Oh my gosh. Okay. When two of my mentors passed away, it was Rolando Reyes and Gilberto Oliva. Just the wealth of information, but of course, the kind of people they were. No offense or buts, they were phenomenal. But man, they were just gods. With a little G, but gods to me. I'm like, whew. But I learned a lot from them. But
You know what?
sadly,
That's
not much.
everything is relative in my opinion. So I in my in my experience, if you find somebody that you look up to so much, that's a blessing, because really you cannot help that. You can't even train yourself to look up to somebody that you don't believe in. You can't even, like, even if somebody is a total fake and those are the only people that you have to look up to, you're like lost. There's no way you're gonna look up to any of those people,
Yeah.
like no matter what it is. Like it's like that person literally has to be that person for you
Hmm.
to like, and that's I love that. Otherwise I'm kind of bored. I'm bored. I'm just like, okay, this is the
I
same
think
old,
so.
same old.
I've had folks want to get in the industry. Now they go, man, Eddie, I look up to you, and I still consider myself a young guy. I'm 46. I'm like, man, dude. Dude,
I know you
find
don't
somebody else
know.
for now. I'm still too young. What
You
are you
don't.
talking about? The
That's
other day,
funny.
Ben said, so I shaved the other day. I shave once a week. And Ben goes the other day, goes, dude, looking like a baby again, I see. Like, Ben, I still feel like a baby. What are you talking about? But no, it's fun. And I'll challenge everybody out there because it's a lifestyle for one, and it is an investment. You know, cigars, um, they're not inexpensive by any stretch of the imagination. They burn, you got to replace it. They burn, you got to replace it. I mean, good thing, you know. I'm glad that every day I don't have to burn my house down, buy a new one, go to the
That's
bank, get a
so
mortgage. That
funny.
sucked. I mean, so if you're going to invest in all this, guys, also please, and not just for me, really, not just for me to or anybody else, but for yourselves, learn this stuff because it is fun. Um, it's for me, it's a joy. Yeah, it never gets old for me, and I'm passionate about it, but it just never gets old, and things are always changing. But everything's always it's also cyclical. We're always going back. We're almost because flavors and palates change, and the leaves change. Even going to leaves, and then we'll bring back more Cuban seed. And anyway, it's always cyclical, but with a different. You're just reinventing the wheel a little bit, but really you're not. You're just you're tweaking it, and then it goes back to the seed again. You know?
Yeah,
Just so much
yeah.
fun.
No,
So,
I mean
but
that. Yeah, that makes perfect sense.
no,
You don't want to
like
get too far off
no,
the path
it's
that
enjoyable.
works, right?
No, and the thing is, you can't change Mother Nature. She is what she is. So we put our 2 cents in, and she really handles the
Why?
rest.
I thought
We
the 2 cents was like a penny for your thoughts. How did we get to 2 cents? Why? How did we get two
A
cents
nickel for
and
your
you just?
kiss, a dime if you tell me that you love me. I mean, Mother Nature just Mother Nature takes over. Okay,
Oh,
and then
okay.
you pay attention to her, and you control what you can control, and then some things like 2 hurricanes you can't control. A lot of rain you can't control. Drought you can't control. You just control what you can control, and you do the best you can with it. And that's our job. And that's where people step in. Outside of that,
Absolutely.
it and it's on its face. It's very simple, not easy, but very simple. And I tell everybody, you know, in life, it's simple. Now go through it without bumps in the road. It's not easy. There are going to be bumps in the road, but the concept of life,
Yeah. What would life be
it's
without bumps in
simple.
the road?
I know. Okay,
And you're
and you
right,
learn.
but that's you know what that makes the best of it though, because you can spend more time caring and nurturing versus worrying about the complexities or the complications or those other things. So I love it. It's great.
You know, I just life would not be like you said. You just pretty much said it. I'm just going to iterate what you said. Life wouldn't be life without the bumps, without the issues. Because how are you going to know what's good and what's bad? Okay, what works? And you know, if you don't fail, you're not going to know how to improve. Okay, in itself, you've got to. I do believe stumbling is good in the process. Okay, how do I know? How do I know how to?
If
How
you
do I
didn't
know the
stumble,
sweet
you didn't
taste?
try.
No. How do you know the sweet taste of victory? Because you know what it means to lose. I mean, you lost. That
That's true.
sucks.
Yeah.
And but anywho, so I hope you're doing well. Well, I'm gonna go, okay,
Yes,
and
we are
make me
about to
another
end the
cup of
show. Thank
coffee
you.
too. Well,
Thank you
thank
for
you
your
very much,
time.
everybody out
And
there. Thank you for your time.
yes, thank you
I
guys
like this.
for
You know,
joining us.
I just want to say something. This is so cool. So there's a copy, okay, of the Declaration of Independence. I found it. I forget what this company, a Man Company or something like that. It's a piece of rawhide leather, and the guy laser engraves it, and he stains it with a gold ink. So, and
Wow.
what I think is cool is, of course, being of Cuban descent. So I have my little SOS Cuba here, and with everything that's been going on, Cuba. I've been looking at it the last few Zooms and shows and everything we do. I'm like, hmm, that's really the story right there. That's how it goes. But anyway, if you guys can find that, buy it. He actually makes it even in a bigger piece of rawhide. I think this
Wow.
one costs $200 or something like that. I mean, it's not cheap, but it's so awesome. So anyhow, Declaration of
Thank you, Eddie.
Independence and leather. All right,
All
everybody.
right, guys.
You guys take
So, guys,
care.
please join us this Sunday, 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for the Professor Show. If you don't know how to find us, go to the Facebook. It is facebook.com/The Professor Show. It's in the ticker tape below, which is what I was trying to say. And also, you can find it on YouTube at tinyurl.com/The Professor Show. Also, be sure to hit that bell on the Facebook pages and be able to be notified anytime you go live. And follow me on my Instagram, Lil Cisco Kid 21, where you'll find all the other behind the scenes and whatever good stuff and funny stuff. And well, you know what? I'm always on the media. All right, so bye bye.
Take care,
Happy
everybody.
Fuente Friday. Smoke something good. Yes. Thank you, Eddie, and thank you, Liana
Thank
and
you.
Carlito, for joining too. Bye, guys.